Greetings, everyone. I am Ariane Saffron, and I call myself the Cosmic Wildling. Today's talk is about erotic shamanism in particular, and my erotic shaman retreat coming up this August. So I want to start today with my standard protocols as a medicine woman. And for those of you taking my quantum holographic Reiki program, this is the first steps for any activation for ceremony or healing or connective conversations. This is Magdalena, my host, co-hostess.
Greetings, everyone. Nice to see you, meet you.
Okay, ready? So we're going to start by tapping our hearts. Lena, can you hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up?
Yeah, you sound amazing. Sorry.
Oh, there you are. Hi, beauty.
Hi.
You know what to do. Yes. 3 fingers below your belly button. Breathing deeply into your belly. Filling your cradle with breath. With each breath sinking deeper and deeper into your root. Letting out a sigh if you have extra energy to release. I do. Spirit keepers, ancestors, wisdom keepers of the East. Fire and the tetrahedron of the East. The sun nations, the standing tree nations. The celestial lions, the warriors beyond the sun. All those who walk with peace, light, love, and integrity, we open the gates. Spirit keepers, ancestors, wisdom keepers of the West, the place of the setting sun, the place of the caves within our hearts, the place of our physical now, a connection with earth and soil and minerals in the sacred cube. The place of the cave dwellers like the bears, the cougars, the jaguars, and the deep memories within our hearts. All those who walk with peace, light, love, and integrity, we open the gates. Spirit keepers in the South, the place of moving emotions, the place of water, of emotions, of the Isosahedron, the place of the ancient ones who walked the forest before human beings, the water dragons, little peoples, the fae, the witches and wizards. All those who walk with peace, light, love, and integrity, we open the gates. Spirit keepers in the North, the place of our ancestors, the place of breath, of mind, of mindfulness, the place of our polarities of above and below and within and without. The white prophecy animals, the wizards and warlocks of all timelines. Those who walk with peace, light, love, and integrity, we open the gates. Now reaching within and sinking and rooting down, 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 rooting deep and reaching for the crystal core, the oscillating heart of Sophia Christos, moving and tesseracting between the 5th, 7th, and 12th dimensions. Allow her medicine into your bodies, allowing you to transmute and transcend and purge and clear, connecting with the true Earth Mother Gaia. And drinking this like a straw through your roots up into your body, up, 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 up through your legs, through your yoni, through your kundalini, flowering your sacred flower, ribboning and expanding, the ancient light codes and DNA codes of the memories you carry, reaching up higher and higher through your crown into the astral. We're going past the fifth dimension, the seventh dimension, the sacred blueprint of the divine and perfect earth, reaching higher through the federations and star nations, dancing upon the Milky Way, reaching higher and higher and higher and higher, up to the highest dimensions of the realms of goddesses. Dancing in the pools of the devas and the goddesses and those that carry the frequency of love and nourishment and transcendence and embodiment, allowing this to drip like a waterfall down, 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 down through your crown, merging with the light body of Sophia Christos carrying within you. Breathing. Spirit keepers within, the great void within, the soul sexual within, the divine purpose within, all the memories of the ancestors that walk within your bones, all the memories of the star beings that walk within your light, the connection to the Kaukukan, the Venus rose, and the invisible ethers, the connective bridge between us all, the dodecahedron. We open the gates. Okay, so now we're gonna do 3 rounds of breath work. You guys have been practicing with me, but for the sake of the video, we're going to be breathing into our belly, 3 fingers below your belly button. That's your 0 point, that's your target point. Breathing deeply into your belly, and each breath, you're gonna fill it deeper. You're gonna expand the breath into your belly. And as you exhale, you're gonna push the breath all the way out. This is an embodiment breath, and this will also activate the DMT in our lungs. This will alkalinize your body. So we're gonna do 30 breaths in and out. On the final breath, we're gonna exhale or inhale fully and completely, exhale all the way, and then hold while empty of breath. You don't need to remember this. I will walk you through it as we go. And I will count, so you just need to breathe. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. All the way in, and all the way in, and release. Push the air all the way out of your body, and hold. Breathe all the way in when you're ready. Hold for 30 seconds and release. Never hold to the point of discomfort. Some days I hold for 30 seconds, some days 3 minutes. Just listen to your body. So the final step is I'm gonna tap the golden ratio. So I would invite you to continue breathing deeply into your belly with your eyes closed, looking within. So what we're gonna do with the tapping of the golden ratio is we're gonna align all of our frequencies and our rhythms in a connective way aligned with the higher consciousness and the golden frequency. Ready? So I'm gonna clap it. Just breathe and embody. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just gonna do a check-in. Can everybody hear me? Yeah? Okay. It's back. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Our container is open. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and I want to talk about erotic shamanism. So I've made this term up, or maybe I saw it somewhere and it stuck in my mind for this moment in time. But essentially, through my journey as somebody who connects with the earth, who connects with the cosmos, who connects with all timelines and all realities, I found that through my art, through transcendence, every time that I've ascended or climatized to new frequencies or healed even further, it came through my body the same way an orgasm would come through the body. Which is fascinating. And so I started discovering that the life force of an orgasm, I started witnessing this same geometry, this same pattern, this same life force, not only in sexual interactions, but how I was transcending and receiving information from the cosmos, how I was connecting with the trees, the grass, the plants. I also witnessed this same energy was the life force that cracks open a seed when it's growing in the earth, or the same life force that creates that energy that a flower will bloom. and and you'll see a lot of my art for those who follow me. If you haven't, I'm on Instagram, Ariane Saffron, the Cosmic Wildling, and I do a lot of cosmic art. And all of this cosmic art also transcends through the body, through the blood, through the light body, and creates activations in the same patterns as how we experience an orgasm. This is called a Kundalini activation. So this is me honoring my authentic connection with creation and wanting to share that with everyone. So I'm just gonna hop over, I'm gonna split my screen and just read to you quickly. Hold on a second, my bad, I wasn't ready. Okay, I'm just gonna read this quickly. This is my promo. We are creatrixes and creators, but this focus for this particular retreat is women only. Our yonis, or sacred temples or sacred space, our wombs are gateways to the divine. We bring life, we absorb pain and trauma from the spaces in the world around us through our womb. Women, we experience this often through menstrual cramping. This is actually us absorbing the pain and the trauma of the planet and our body processing that. Whether one is a child carrier or not in this life, we are still divine yoni creatrixes, givers of life, carriers of pain, portals of ascension, portals of descension, and portals of transmutation. It's actually the reason the great burn happened. Women were attacked because of our connection with the divine, and it was about power and control, to take that connection for themselves, those who wanted the power and control. I have the most incredible connection to the realm of goddesses. They have held me for years, and I broke literally from a lifetime of pain and trauma and pattern trauma from ancestors, and all the different experiences I walked through. And I experienced through my reweaving, as I just explained in the beginning, that our orgasms are part of the ways that we transcend and heal and go through the shadow of pain to the other side of serenity. And our orgasms are supernovas. They're literally, again, like I was saying, it's the frequency that a flower blooms. It's also the frequency that creates a star. It's the same life force. So erotic shamanism consists of rituals of remembering these ancient practices. So essentially, I've been studying and practicing shamanism from many different cultures. Mostly I just listen to the earth. I practice Anishinaabeg ways. I practice different like pagan practices. I practice different Mayan practices. There's all sorts of practices, and then cosmic things that I remember from other lifetimes, such as being alive during the times of Atlantis, Lemuria, and other dimensions. And so I practice all these rituals that are really familiar and rooted in sacred connection with earth, such as sweat lodge or fire ceremony. And what I've done is I've kind of taken all of this cosmic knowledge from my art experiences, my healing experiences, and my sexual expression, and have teamed it together with my connection with shamanism and earth-based healing. So I actually have a little story. On my journey, through my trauma and being in a really super crazy, toxic, addictive marriage, my body went dead. It just went black. I stopped feeling any sensations in my yoni at all. And I was always been a Kundalini activator. I'd always been very connected with my sexual embodiment. And this was really a strange place for me to be. I was like, oh my gosh, is life over for me? And what happened was my first sweat lodge, once I was able to remove all of that trauma from my body and accept the healing from earth, every single animal and being and plant walked through my body in rainbow form, and my yoni was reactivated, and I was able to feel orgasms again without even touching myself. And this is kind of where it started for me, and it took me many years to confidently embody that. So let me just read through this. So the retreat is going to take place on private land. Hi. The retreat is going to take place on private land, and what it's going to be is going to be 4 days of using these different Anishinaabeg or shamanic practices, such as sweat lodge, such as yoni steaming, cacao ceremony, teachings of the medicine wheel. So for those of you who've taken my quantum holographic Reiki class, it's still rooted in that principle. It's still rooted in that template. We're going to work with the medicine wheel, work with the directions of self. But we're just going to elevate it to complete embodiment. And so the eroticism is actually how you feel. We're not doing anything sexual per se, but it does feel very sexual when you allow yourself to embody higher frequencies. And I have found, like through breathwork ceremonies that I've done with people, and I'm taking them to the higher dimensions, people have an orgasm every single time. And so will probably happen. But it's not, like I said, it's not a hypersexualized situation. It's more of an embodiment of our divine nature as goddesses. And so it's going to be breath work. It's going to be really clean, vegan food, a lot of raw food. Magdalena is going to be serving and creating that. And we're going to be doing these really sacred rituals. But rooted in them is that embodiment. Rooted in them is the teachings of our organic sexual nature as women, which we've forgotten since the Great Burn, right? What else is there? Shibari. So I'm offering
Yes.
shibari and rope tying, and I kind of feel like that's what's a little scary for people. I love pattern making. I love sacred weaving, and I've been practicing the shibari and the rope tying on my own. And I've found that because I'm a multidimensional being and because I'm a server, like a mother, I'm always serving, 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 embodiment is actually challenging for me. And I found that since I started working with the tying and the roping, it's almost forces me to embody. And I started having similar expansion experiences as I would in a sweat lodge, because a sweat lodge, you're in a confined, uncomfortable position in a sense, like you reach that place of discomfort so that you can break through. And the shibari rope tying is the same concept in this situation. So I have different methods that I'll use, like the dragonfly, the seed, the embryo, the mermaid. I have different patterns that I use that are all about sacred embodiment. And it will be done in a private way. You are in complete control at all times. The idea of it is that it takes you out of your control, but yet you're in control. So I just facilitate that, hold that space in a sacred way. I will drum, I will do treatments on you, energetic movement, cranial sacral, whatever is called in that moment to help you break through what you need to break through and feeling safe. Now, you do not need to do the shibari in the retreat. Like you could just do a little hand tie or just even touch the rope if it's scary. The point is just to break through and transcend through whatever's holding you back from complete servanity. So Magdalena, my beloved, has been letting me practice with her, and she's had a really wonderful experience, and she's going to share that experience.
Greetings, everyone.
Feel a letter.
Greetings, everyone. So I had the utmost pleasure to experience this blessing from above that stumbled upon my path through my beautiful friend Ariane. And it's just been such a transformation for me from the start. My wounds, just like anybody's wounds, went deep from my marriage, from toxic abuse and many other things like many women went through. And I felt like my whole body was realigned from my feet to my spine, up the vertebrae to like, I just felt like everything was shifting and I literally had like bones cracking with little movement. It's like the energy of the drum that you were drumming, the place was so sacred. We were in the middle of just beautiful nature on rocks and the nature just held you. And Ari just with her drum, she attended with such beautiful safety, but yet just professionalism and just goddess energy that I've never been held by a woman. And the healing was so profound that it's still to this day trickling. It's like it catapulted me literally. It was like just like poof, catapulted me into realms I did not even know even existed, going so deep within that even at home weeks after, I'm still tying the dot and on all the old programming of relationships, of just inner deep wounds from past lives. Everything came up and I was crying. There was just so much emotions coming through and it was so sacred. I felt erotic. I felt sacred. I felt unified. I felt like my body's literally saying hello for the first time to me. And we're just building upon it. Like I said, I can't say enough how beautifully you held me, how attentive you were. Like I had tears running, I was smiling, I was sexually aroused. It was just a little bit of everything in the most beautiful, alchemized way, organic, safe, and just majestic experience. I will never forget it. And it can come across as like a little bit different or not something that we're used to, but me coming from a very conservative sort of upbringing and going through the things I did, I think this experience have thrown me into the deepest way of healings that I've come across. And I've done different things and different healers, but this was by far the most profound experience for me. And I'm just so grateful to share it. And I would suggest it to any woman that has any pull towards that. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was
an
it was
honor.
like it's at home still to, like, even now, like it's still the way it works so profoundly. It's like reweaving my whole structure from cellular, from the macro to the, like it's just like I can't even explain it to you. There's no words to, you just gotta feel it.
I felt you explained it really well.
And and the drum was magical, and the nature, like the spirit here, the air here, like there's like little bells. Like if you tune into the nature here, like I can feel little bells, just like the vibration of this whole ground. It's just sacredness, and so grateful to share this experience. And I would promote it, and I would, to the end, I will speak up for it, because it was such a profound, beautiful experience for me.
Aww.
Yeah. And I mean, even children, my kids see the difference from going from just deeper within, becoming more of like this woman that holds herself, that's vulnerable, but at the same that holds herself, that knows her worth. That's just those shackles, breaking those shackles of those confinement we create in our own spaces from the traumas that we've been through and from the things that we've stumbled upon in our paths and lives. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm getting goosebumps talking
I'm getting
about
goosebumps too. My favorite thing in the world is to empower women.
Yeah, and it definitely did that. And also the land is beautiful. We had a friend, Johnny, that did such a beautiful, he watched the ground, so it's very private, it's very sacred, there's no interruption, there's nobody that's going to come in and interfere with what's happening. It's guarded, it's the right people around, and it's just magic. It's pure magic alchemizing as we speak.
So the one-on-one sessions, you're gonna be boated to a private island with me, and it's just gonna be me and you on an island, and that's it. Nobody else around. It's super duper private and sacred, and it's gonna feel like heaven, really.
Literally.
Yeah. So Magdalena just described shamanic death and rebirth, and really that's what we're constantly doing. Like in shamanism, they have a term that's called, you need to die a little bit every day in order to live. And I know a lot of us, like Lena, sister, you're here on the phone. I know, like, we're always at that cusp of what's that something that I need to break through. And I really feel that this is that something. It's that catapult for that.
And the other beautiful thing is that it's not transpiring into just my relationships with men that I've had or currently I'm embarking, but with my family, with my parents, with my children. I'm able to bring and ground that energy, that space into where I go and become the watcher and allow and just float through the whatever comes in such a beautiful neutral space that it's definitely new to me, and I'm just embracing it. It's really beautiful.
It makes me think of trees or sunflowers. Like we're all a part of a forest, and we have to be able to stand in our own stalk. And this is like, that's the whole journey.
And even if other people are going through their tower moments or whatever, like it's just you're so grounded. It's like a pillar. You're just this pillar that just becomes you, and you just keep building upon it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No, like literally it comes from my soul. Every word I say, it's from my soul, from this beautiful experience.
Oh, I feel that. Yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick overview of the schedule. I also want to point out that Paul, he's on this call right now. We're going to be videotaping the retreat. So we're only going to be videotaping the classes, the teachings. Every day there's going to be medicine wheel teachings. I'm going to be also writing a PDF. You're going to get some of my art that will be like a preview of the art that's going to be in my Oracle deck that I'm launching at some point. What is time? So we're going to have like special waivers and everything. Again, you're in control of if you want to be on camera or not. But he's only going to be filming like the breathwork, qigong, drum circles, and teachings. So none of the private, intimate, or deeply ceremonial stuff. That's just going to be us. And all to your comfort. It's up to you. And then he's also offering boot camps. We have some other, I'm just going to give you guys a lowdown of the schedule because I think it's great. I'm going to share screen. Is this it?
Erotic Shaman.
Yes. Okay. So here's the schedule. It could shift, it's possible, but just to give you an idea. So the retreat is this August from the 20th to the 24th. It's taking place in Temagami, Ontario. We're in a private location, we're on private lands. We will be staying in a cabin. It is dorm style. We will be having things such as like thieves oil and essential oils and diffusing and all different sacred plant-based medicines. For all of those who are concerned about the health climate of the globe at this time. Our arrival time is between noon and 4. Our first ceremony is going to start that evening on the 20th at 5 p.m., starting with opening circle, Fabianacci's tapping, breath work, exactly how we started this little session here. Go over housekeeping. You will all have a PDF of the workshop, the classes, and as I said, you're going to have access to exclusive art from moi. That is all relative to everything that we're talking about and everything that we're doing and activations. And so we'll kind of go over that and kind of go over what to expect over the next couple of days. We'll have some dinner together, and then we're going to have our opening ceremony. I love starting retreats with a shamanic drum journey to connect with your guides and animal spirits. I think it's such a good way to start something so that you have your council and your team with you and ready. The next morning, every day, it's going to look like the same thing. We're going to do sunrise rituals, breath work, meditations, activations, and mantras, and quantum light qigong. This is literally just how I live my life. So we're just going to be sharing life. We'll be having a community breakfast. Magdalena has created a beautiful menu. It's all based on the same principles of healing consciously as with food, very conscious connected food. Mostly raw foods. We're going to be focusing also on local farmers and organic and supporting sustainable farming. And we're going to be designating 2 people per meal to help her because there's a huge community spirit. It's so important, that community spirit and connectivity. And everybody knows that food is like the #1 connector. So we'll be doing that every day. And then our first day is going to be the South, mythology, entertainment, and the West, sexual taboo. So we're going to go through that medicine wheel, and I'm going to be bringing you guys through meditations to through these teachings to help you find where you're triggered in that. And that's going to give you your own inner template of how far you're going to go with your sacred death and rebirth ceremonies, and however you choose for those to be. The day is going to have free time from noon till 5. I will be disappearing. But during that time, Paul is going to be offering, it's right here, some different body conditioning, one-on-one active stretching, and different activities. They're all for extra fees. I'll put those in an email or towards anybody who's joining, and you can pick and choose what you want to do. He does require pre-booking due to equipment. So there is that. And then also the owner of the land, Johnny, bless him for welcoming our avant-garde ways. And he's going to be offering sightseeing and guided boat tours. Just beautiful. There's most of the places here, like mankind doesn't walk. Like it's completely untouched, completely natural. So those are going to be offered every day or not, or you could just sit and chill and do nothing or sleep all day, which is what I will be doing in between. And so every day is going to look like that. The next day is going to be, we're going to focus on the north and the east. And similar, we're going to go through the medicine wheel teachings of those. We're going to, and then afterwards, go through your own embodiment. Where does it connect with you in your embodiment? And then you're basically creating your inner template and bringing your wounds up that you want to be released through the ceremonial processes of the following 2 days after the first 2 days of teachings. Again, handout, all those things, community prep, and our one-on-one sessions will start this day, and we'll just be kind of going through those throughout the day. You book your time, everything's gonna be pre-booked the night before. You can say yes or no to Shibari. Again, you're in charge of how far you want to go with that. We can do an amazing ceremony without it. I just really love it, and I really want people to experience it. Next, and then that night, we're going to do a conscious connected breath work. This is where I'm going to take everybody up to the realm of goddesses and help to bring the goddess frequencies down into self. This is the breath work that I do that everybody has an orgasm. It's awesome. Like a group of orgasms happening all around you. It's insane. Like, it's like we're building planets. That's how powerful the energy is. Next day, same thing, activations. We're going to just be, there's no more teachings on this day. This day, we're going to be just kind of a check-in, see how everybody's doing. I'm going to finish the privates. You can choose to have your free time that day, however you want to do. But in the evening, we're going to be having cacao ceremonies and really intensive ceremonies. We might go on a private island and camp out there for the night to do it. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I'm hoping to get really wild, which I love. And I also bring dresses for everybody so people can wear like slinky, beautiful, clothy goddess dresses and wear those and embody that and dance. And we'll be doing a lot of really fun animal, cosmic, goddess ceremonies. Our goal is to do yoni steaming on this night. I'm not promising yoni steaming because we actually have to make the stools. So in a perfect world, we would be doing that. I am certified yoni steaming. And what I'm doing, again, is I'm bringing my shamanic principles of sweat lodge, which I've been training in for about a decade now, and bringing those same sweat lodge principles into the yoni steaming. For those of you who don't know what yoni steaming is, it's essentially a pot of herbs and you sit on a special bench with a hole in it and you put hot water in with those herbs and then they're steamed into your yoni. And this can help to, oh my gosh, like similar to a sweat lodge, you can really deeply tap into all those hidden traumas that are in your body and help to move and transcend them. But they can even do things such as relieve period cramps or relieve headaches or just do your basic biological healing for your body as well. So your yoni steamings, if I pray that we can do them. I will be harvesting, I am also a plant medicine woman, so I'll be harvesting local plants from the land that speak to me, that are calling your name. So your yoni steam will be totally custom to however your body needs to heal according to the sacred ancient forest or kingdom of light. And then that's our final night. The next day, sunrise ceremony. And then we're going to be doing the exact same ceremony. We're going to do breakfast. We're going to do a community check-in. And then we close the gates of our retreat rituals. And from here, you can leave at your own pace, whatever pace you want to leave at. But by that point, the following morning, the ceremony is complete. Okay. I feel good about what I shared. Does anybody have questions? Okay, cool. So for those who register and sign up, I'm going to be doing one more group Zoom meeting for everybody who's coming up so we can meet each other beforehand and do things like carpooling or whatever else we need to do. So the fee is $840, and this is the cost of covering the cabin, the land, the boat, the gas to get there, as well as all of the food and the services that I'm offering. So, what else is it covering? It's $840.
That's it.
I think
you mentioned it all.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I do require a deposit because no matter what, we're going to be paying for the land. So if a deposit is created, then I can still put that towards paying for the cabin, and it's no loss if you can't make it on my end. What else? I think that's it. Mm-hmm. You don't need to bring anything. What equipment and clothing is needed? You don't need to bring equipment. Thank you, Paul. I would definitely check the weather for Temagami, Ontario. There's not a lot of bugs, so be prepared for rain, hot, and cool. Mm-hmm. You know? And I would bring extra snacks or things. Yes, there's fridges. So we have I will be sharing, we're going to take pictures of the cabin and I'll share that with everybody as well. I'm trying to be a little bit secretive with the location, all those details, because it's such a vulnerable retreat. I'm just going to give out the location and share all those details once you've registered and given the deposit. But yeah, there's 2 fridges, there's a full stove. It's a fully functioning, beautiful cabin handcrafted by Johnny. It's right on the beach with a fire pit. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So swim gear, rain gear, hiking gear, no chemicals. Do not bring DEET or off. Okay. If anything, only peppermint oil and lavender. We will be supplying that as well. If you forget, don't worry, you're cared for. So lavender helps to soothe bug bites. And the peppermint oil, I've lived in the wilderness like a lot and I've tried everything. Bugs hate peppermint oil. They give you like 5 feet. That's a plant like so there's sweet gale, which is a plant that's growing everywhere and it's absolutely lovely. It's a dream tea. We'll be sampling a lot of these local teas that are harvesting teas, but you also squish it up and rub it on your body. It also prevents bugs from being interested in you. I think that's it. On a final note, this is 420 friendly. Every single thing I do is 420 friendly and will always be 420 friendly. The goddess is divine. She saved my life. She's the reason I can walk. All hail cannabis goddess. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for everyone who joined today. I'm just going to close the gates. Spirit keepers, ancestors of the East, we thank you and we close the gates. Spirit keepers, ancestors of the West, we thank you and we close the gates. Spirit keepers, ancestors of the South, we thank you and we close the gates. Spirit keepers, ancestors of the North, we thank you and we close the gates. Our rooted anchorness into Earth, Mother Gaia, I think we should keep that open. Stay rooted to Earth, Mother Gaia. Let her hold you and sink into that love whenever you can. Get into a forest or a dirt patch by your home whenever you can and sink into her heart. Spirit keeper within, protect your gates, but stay open and ready to transcend. And then above, let's tone in those gates, but maintain that connection with Surveying Source. And so it is. Thank you. Prayer canoe.
Bushka pa.
Bushka.